This time the quick speed shop. Check it out. I got out my dad's yellow 37 Buick. It's a street rod. It's got a really hot 400 small block under the hood, and by hot I mean temperature wise. We got to kirk this engine out of here because I can't stand it overheating anymore, and it makes the car not usable. And this is the best car I got, and I can't use it. So we're going to kirk this engine out of here soon. But let's get it fired up for the first time this year. It's a cold start and then a hot start, and drive it around low in oil, and antifreeze. Bring it up, we'll drive around the block, we'll take a look at it, and I'll tell you why this 400 is kirk coming out and what's going in its place. And then, I don't know. It's worth saving. Let's do it. Hey guys, it's Josh here from the Quick Speed Shop. I'm down in the pole barn. It's time to fire up my dad's 37 Buick for the first time this year. And I got to get it running because we're going to do a motor swap coming up pretty soon. And I've got to get it inspected because it's due, and then I don't want to have it not be inspected when I take it apart in case it takes too long, and it's actually due for inspection this month. So we're going to uncover this guy, and I want to take a look at it. It was leaking coolant out of the intake, or it had a lot of coolant on the intake that was leaked out, so it's got a leaky bolt or something on there, and we're going to have to go through that. It's going to uncover it. It's hotter than blue blazes today. I was at a swap meet all day. I actually came back with a little surprise. We'll go over it the end of the other video if you saw that when I came back from that. But whoops, I'm getting the cover all weird. I want to get under the hood here and take a look. Man, it was sweltering in the pole barn. Ooh. Unbelievable. Where is the hood prop? Haha. Right, that goes up here. This is the, oh my goodness, there's leaking coolant everywhere. I got a leak at the water neck or something, or else the bolts on the intake are loose. This engine is coming out and going into the C10, so we'll have to visit this when we get it out. I might have to reseal the intake, I'm not sure. Or else the water neck is leaking or the hose is leaking. You know what, I think it's the gasket on the water neck is leaking. Got a big old puddle there. What else? How are we looking on the other side? Can't see nothing. Yeah, got a little bit of oil leaking. All right, oops. Hopefully the battery's not dead. But this is the 400 small block that's going into the C10 like I just said. My dad had this engine built. I think it's got roller rockers on it. It's a 73 or 74 400 small block, 30 over. It's got about 35,000 miles on it. It's like, I don't know, flat top pistons. It's probably like 9.5, close to 10 to 1. It runs good. It's a little bit of leaking, so we're going to take it out. We're going to clean it up, check all the gaskets out. I might paint it Chevy orange instead of this black, because it is going to go in the pickup and it'll look better painted Chevy orange. We got a cracked exhaust manifold I see down here. The manifold you might not be able to see, it's cracked. I gotta get that welded up. Let's take a look at the oil over here. I can't see. Uh-oh. It always seems like it's almost a quart low, and I barely have driven this, so it shouldn't have used that much oil, which is concerning to me. Well, let's sit in the car. Let's try to fire it up. It's not quite a quart low, so we should be okay. Hopefully it'll start. I don't know. No mice in here that I can see. Which key is it? That one. And you know what? I never turned the battery on, so let me do that. takes a while to start. One of the problems we're also going to correct with this car is it doesn't have a choke. And when I put the new crate motor in it, it's getting a carburetor with an electric choke, because this is always an issue. The alternator, she's a whistling, charging. We got 65 pounds of oil pressure. Oh, it's full of gas too. Yeah, there's the mileage. The odometer doesn't read quite right. It's probably got about 35,000 on instead of 33. Look at that, fires right up. This engine my dad had completely rebuilt. It's just, like I said, it's got 35,000 miles on it, roughly, and it was built probably in the late 80s, 89, 90, 88, something like that. So it's been rebuilt about 40 years ago. But she's got plenty of oil pressure. Yeah, manifold leak, you hear it right there. It's burning the spark plug boot a little bit. See if I can see where this is leaking. It's time to come out and clean it up. We'll put that new Blueprint engine in here. It's going to be awesome. It runs good. It runs good. It's gonna be wicked in the C10. It's got a, you hear it's got a pretty aggressive cam, and it's just not. This is a good cruising car. Thing I want to do with it is change the rear gears. It's got 373s and a real nice posi and a 10 bolt. I want to put like 308s or even like 342s or something in it, because it screams at too much on a highway, and it runs hot because of the 400, which we're taking out. The radiator just can't cool it down, even though it's fairly a tall radiator. And I'll have to check the coolant, but the 350 will be a lot better in here than this big 400. Oh, it's got manual brakes. That's right, I forgot all about it. One thing I don't like is the torque converter either. It seems to lug pretty good. The new engine probably doesn't have as wild of an idle as this, so I'm going to imagine it's going to idle and want to maneuver around a lot better. I'm going to pull out and let it idle for a second. I want to take a look at the ground under the car. So you guys just sit in here for a second. All right, it's been leaking coolant and a little bit of transmission fluid from what I can tell, but we're gonna ignore all that and go for a spin. Oh, no, back into my truck. We're gonna ignore all that and go for a spin. Immediately, why test anything? Just start driving. It really gets on the converter. And I probably shouldn't drive it too much being low on coolant. So I don't know how much low, so we're just going to go around the block real fast. I don't know how much horsepower this thing has. I'm going to guess like 375 probably, maybe a little bit more than that. It definitely has some get up and go. Manual brakes work okay. Shift's good. I gotta check all the fluids when we get back once we warm it up. Instant throttle response. It's got a 600 Edelbrock on it. And I don't have my phone out to see how fast they're going, but the speedometer reads off. The one thing I don't like about this car, it's got the tinted windshield top, and you're always like looking into the blue. But it drives good. This is a great cruising car. The rear end gears are what really kills it. It screams it on the highway. Back when my dad built this car in the 90s, the speed limit was 55. So like 60, 62 was what you're doing on all the highways and stuff. Now the speed limit's 65, and the some of the bigger highways are the speed limit's 70. So you're what am I trying to say? You know, you're going 75 to keep up with traffic. Here, let's hit it. Ready? Oh, got rubber in second. Bam! This is a heavy car. The 400's got a lot of torque. I don't really want to beat on, so I'm going to start putting heat in it. We're at 195 already. This thing does run warm, but I don't think the radiator's big enough. It's got an electric fan that comes on right about now. I can't hear if it's running because of the wind noise. But it in the C10, I'm going to have a huge aluminum radiator and a big clutch fan. Probably have a fan shroud around the fan, or will have a fan shroud. So in the C10, I'm going to guess the 400 is going to stay cooler. I'm also going to put a 160 thermostat in it, and I've got a high flow water pump, or a high volume water pump, I guess I'd say. So I'm hoping that it stays cool. And if you keep moving, this thing works good. It's when you get it up to when you go into traffic, and especially you get into town, say you go and get gas at the gas station, the thing heat soaks to like 230, 240 immediately, just because of the way the Siamese cylinders are in the 400 and being, you know, in a smaller engine compartment. And it even though the hood side's open, it does it. And so you go get gas or something, shut it off, the thing heat soaks so bad it's really hard to start. You gotta like give it some gas and hold it to the floor, which then washes gas into the cylinders all the time, which isn't good. That could be part of the oil consumption problem. I don't see it like following the plugs, and it's not real oily in the exhaust and doesn't burn oil, so I don't know where it's going. It's like using it. But right now we're cruising. Now we're at like 180, 185. We're moving, the air's moving. It's hot today. It's like 90, 92 degrees. So it's an airflow issue. If the thing's got airflow, it stays cool. But when it sits in traffic, it just doesn't have enough radiator and fan to draw the air through to keep the 400 cool. So that's why I bought the Blueprint 350. That engine is roller motor, so there's a little bit less friction. It's got aluminum heads. It's got you know, more modern technology, so it's going to run cooler even with a higher horsepower application. And I'm going to play around. I might put a mechanical fan back on this, because I believe that my dad really originally built this. He had a big Chevy clutch fan on it, and I'm going to play around with that. I don't know what the flow rate is on this electric fan, or maybe we have to go to Delta PAG and see if they got a fan that would work or something like that. So it's airflow at idle, which is the problem. But it pulls good. It pulls shifts about 3,000 RPM, and goes good. It'll kick down here. It's a strong running engine. Balance good, it's super, it's a ripper. So this engine will be awesome in the C10. It'll be way more than enough to break that truck with the, you have to be careful, but this car is more like a cruiser car. This would be something you want to go on a trip, especially if I get the rear end gears. The ultimate thing to do would be put overdrive in it, but I don't really want to pay for electric overdrive transmission. I'd rather change the rear end gears and have, well, the new crate engine having 400 horsepower. You're not going to need, you know, if you put highway gears in it, it's going to have more than enough torque and horsepower to pull this car around. I don't know what it weighs. I'm going to guess 3,900. It's a fairly big car for, you know, back in the day. But we're up to like 190, 195 now, but plenty of oil pressure. It's got about 50 pounds of oil pressure right now, cruising at 2,000 RPM. This is like the sweet spot here, about 50 at 2,000-ish is, this is really a sweet spot for this engine. So when you're on the highway going somewhere and it's 3,200 at 70, that's really zinging the 400, and it puts heat in it and everything else. And I probably should have put some coolant in this. I don't know. It's getting close to 200 now. It's like 195, but like I said, it is 95 degrees out today, or 92, 95. So it is warm. We're not going to let the thing idle. When we get back, we'll shut it off and let it cool down. But it's a ripper. I just think this engine would be better suited to go into the C10 truck with a monster radiator, with a big air grill, you know, something that can handle the heat that it generates. The Blueprint 350 should live awesome in here. Aluminum heads and stuff like that, like a little bit more modern V8 technology. It should stay cooler. I'll put all the tricks, water wetter, the thermostat. Like I said, I'm probably going to play with a fan, just get it dialed in. But for this year, I want to get the engine changed, get it broke in, get it going, maybe put some miles on it. I really want to ditch the 373s, like I said, and put like 308s or 322s, 323s or whatever. I'm not sure with the GM 10 bolt if the carrier changes. I guess I counted the ratio as 373, so I don't know if you can put 308 gears on a 373 carrier. You might only be able to put like 342s on it or something, but I think it would be cheaper to change the rear end gears for like $1,000 than it would be to put this Turbo 350 shift works great. I don't really want to get rid of this transmission and change it. This thing works phenomenal, so the transmission's great. I think just changing the gears would be the hot setup. So that's my plan with that for now. I'm gonna run the fan for a minute here. You see it's up to like 205 right now. Actually, the battery's not charged up that much, but the fan only runs on ignition source. It doesn't come on when just on battery power. It's the relay is fed through ignition, so it's not like a new car where if a new car is hot and it sits, it'll cycle the fan on and off. See, now we're heat soaking up. It's going up a little bit, like 210. We didn't really drive this that much after sitting, so I don't want to run the fan forever. But you see it creeping up. So this is what it does at a gas station. You're out pumping gas, and it'll just like creep up to like 210, 220, like all the time. The 400 heat soaks like really, really bad. And then you go to start it, it's like click, you know, it's all it can do to get the thing fired back up again without like flooding some fuel into it and stuff. And there's things you can do to do a remote ignition, take the starter solenoid off and do a remote one like a Ford style to get it away from the heat and stuff. It's got to come out of here, and we'll put that 350 in there. It should run fine. All my other cars, they have other small blocks, don't run this hot. It's the 400 with the Siamese cylinders that is doing it. So we'll always sit here and cool off. But you see the front grill area. These cars originally from the factory had a straight 8'em, and they had a huge brass radiator, and they had louvered hood sides or vented hood sides. But you know, straight 8s run super cool. There's not, you know, they also made like, I don't know, maybe 100 horsepower. They don't have any, they're not making any heat. They would sit here and run all day. So this car had a straight 8 This is a Century. This is the middle model. That was special, was a short one. It had the smaller 8-cylinder straight 8 engine. The Century had the bigger engine. I forget what the cubic inches are. And then you had like Limited and like Series 90 that had, I think, a longer front end and the side mounts and the limousines and all that stuff. So this is a Century model. This is the next model up from the cheap one. But that's the end. You see the paint's baking off the block because it just gets so hot. This engine has run hot for years and years and years, and it's not good to cook small block Chevys to 230, 240 degrees repeatedly forever. It's just not good for them. So that is one of the big reasons I was pushing to get the crate engine. Is to me it just makes the car undrivable dealing with the heating issues. It's just not fun. It's not good for it either. Here's a little trick. See how low the nose is? Look, there's a caster in it right here to hit the ground, but you see it's all caved in. This car is extremely low in the front. Like, I think it's like a work boot off the ground. So you got to be really cautious when you're driving it. And the tires, the nose sticks out from the tires quite a bit. That last big dent in the nose, I did that driving into a pothole in the dark on a road that had a huge pothole, and I had headlights coming at me, and I was turning across traffic, and I didn't see the large pothole. Kablamo! Nose right in the ground, left yellow paint on the road for like a month. Afterwards, I'd go by and see the yellow paint on the road. That was great. So anyways, this is the Buick, and I gotta check the tires. That tire looks like it's a little bit low. But it's fully street rod and customized by my dad. It was painted at State Lawn Auto Auction Body Shop in Waverly, New York. And it is the body is pretty much stock with some of the trim removed. My dad louvered the hood. The bumpers are removed. Painted the trim around the headlights and stuff. Actually, I'd like to get rid of these, put a little more different trim on the headlights. But it's got a Firebird Camaro front subframe. It's actually out of a 75 Firebird, but it's the same as the Camaro. That he narrowed a couple inches. This is before Mustang 2 suspensions were available for things when he did the suspension work on this. I want to say the framework was done he bought the car in 83, probably started working on it in about 85. So I want to say that the frame was like 85, 86, 87. This car was pretty rusty when he started. He had to rebuild the fronts of the fenders. It's got brand new floors and rocker panels. Rockers all the way, floors from the door back. It's been replaced from here down all the way. And it had holes all along the top of the fenders, which he fixed. It's holding up really well. It's got a couple of bubbles. This actually has been bubbling for about 20 years. Something going on inside the skin. But not really any rust through that's come back anywhere besides that bubbling. Get a look at the interior. It's oh no, is this mouse crap? Ah, it is. I don't know how old or new that is, but I had mice in the garage in the pole barn for a while. Yeah, they chewed up some paper. I don't see them in here chewing anything recently. That might have been leftover remnants. But I'm not good at taking care of stuff, so I got to sit on a towel. But it's got a full interior in it that my dad had done, I think in out by Syracuse somewhere. Now it's dated. This interior was done probably in like 95 or 6, so that's why you get the tweed interior. It's, this is a period car that was built in the 90s, so it's got that 90s look, monochromatic with a tweed interior. I wish this was like a dark blue the whole way and not the light blue, because it gets really dirty really easily. These are Lincoln Continental, like the small Continental 6-way power seats. And I don't know what happened here. Something, but it's showing its age a little bit. I try to take care of it. It gets filthy every time it goes anywhere because it's school bus yellow and bugs are attracted to it, dirt's attracted to it. This car is very presentable though. It was finished 2001, so about 25 years ago. This car has been in this state. It's very, very presentable for being 25 years old with 35,000 miles on it. I mean, it's held up very good. I see one little bubble in the door, like for the technology at the time that was used to build it, and it's got really nice PPG paint on it, which is one thing. The paint looks fantastic. This is held up great for 25 years. It's been indoors obviously its whole life. I've driven it. Well, it's barely been driven the last 10 years. My dad passed away 9 years ago, 2016, and he didn't drive it hardly at all for like a couple of years before that. So we'll say 2014, 15. We'll say at least 15. So the last 10 years, it's really hadn't been driven that much. I put about, I don't know, 500 to 1,000 miles a year on it, but mostly I didn't drive it because of the engine. So we're fixing that, and I'm planning on driving this more. It would be fun to take it on some big trips, like I go on a TED, take it to an out-of-state car show again, like it used to go to York and Vermont, Burlington, Vermont, to all the big NSRA shows and all that stuff. It's been all over the place, so it'd be fun to do something like that again with it. So I guess the plan for me tonight is let it cool down. I'm going to check all the air pressure in the tires. I'm going to put coolant in it, fill it back up, add some oil. So guys, I got updates. It's dark out. The old Buick left me stranded. I drove it to the Dollar General to get a couple of things, and heat soaked, and it didn't want to start because the battery is weak. I don't know if you can see me because it's dark in here, but the battery is weak. How about now? Can you see me now? No, you can't. Anyways, the battery's weak. Let's get to the car, and I'm taking my truck and trailer and a jump pack. Now we're going to try to jump it, and I'm going to drive the car back, and then I'm going to come back to get my truck and trailer with another car and load that on the trailer and then drive that back. Fortunately, the jump pack action is under here. Do you see it? Over there. We should be able to jump this. It's kind of inconvenient. It's real hard to jump it with jumper cables. But we got this little pack, which hopefully should start this. There we go. Alright, this is from Harbor Freight's the Viking 1000. It fired her right up. Now, I got my truck and trailer out there. You can see that. You see me? I got my truck and trailer. We're going to take the car back and then bring my other car, Model A Coupe, because I don't want to put the yellow car on the trailer just because it's so low. I'm going to bring my coupe out here. What an absolute fiasco. Obviously the car wasn't driven enough. Now I gotta watch for deer. I gotta take it easy. The alternator's whining. I doubt you can see me, but the alternator's whining because it's trying to charge the battery. I guess I should have known better than take a thing that doesn't start very good out without charging it up. I'm going to take it back to the pole barn, park it in the pole barn, put the battery charger on it, and then let it charge up here. It was about 2.8 mile walk in 90-degree weather, and then it got dark, and I made it. I cut cross slots through a field to save a little foot traffic, and then made it there all right. So As long as we don't hit any deer, we should be okay. All right, I'm back in the garage, got the yellow car back in the pole barn. I'm gonna take the Model A coupe here over, I won't film it because it's in the dark, but load it up on the trailer because it's really easy to load this car. It doesn't hang down, there's no fenders, nothing to hit, and it's lightweight. I'll go drive back over, get on the trailer, then drive the truck and trailer with the car back here. You gotta do it all yourself, you can't have a ride. Where's the Ubers? I got my own Uber right here, it's the Model A. Well, there we go, guys. I'm here at the Dollar General. Just made it, got the coupe up on the trailer. Sometimes you gotta be your own rescue squad. And now I just gotta throw a strap on it and get it back home. It's only about 3 miles, so it wasn't that big of a deal, but that darn old yellow car left me stranded. That's why we're doing the engine and the battery and all the monkeying around. So I'm gonna strap the coupe down and get back to the quick speed shop, but we made it. Now it's in a video, a little addendum, broken down, unbelievable, yellow car left me stranded. Battery didn't have enough charge to crank that big cube motor over. That's why that 400's coming out of there. I didn't need to walk 3 hours today in the 90-degree weather alongside the road, but I guess it was fun. Everybody needs exercise. So I'm going to go finish up. We'll see you guys finally next time. Unless this breaks down, which it shouldn't. It never ends here at the Quick Speed Shop.